He's an 8-time Louisiana Association of Broadcasters award winner. And he snapped a ball through his legs.
Wait, why does your name get to go first?
Shut up.
This is Scone T.
Because they made us.
Oh, as we push off from the dock, tons of fun walks in the door. How about it?
Told you, dude.
Scone T.
Not even a terribly timed accident could stop me from being right on time.
Now, you were late. The intro was definitely fired before you were in the door.
No.
Definitely late, 100% yes. Like that is
Musso had the show started.
That is a snap infraction.
No, it hadn't.
Yes, that is a snap infraction. If the umpire is standing there behind the center, right, and he looks up, or the referee is waiting on the snap, he looks up and he sees 0, looks down, the ball hasn't snapped yet, flag, delay a game.
No, not true at all.
That is absolutely true.
If you've ever watched football, you would know that there's always that.
No doubt, that's what I said. He looks at 0. And
he waits
then looks back down, and it's still not snapped, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
we were well into the open. Look, even Musso, who hates me, rightfully so, said you were late.
No.
See,
no. Me and Moose had a great time last week for Scone T.
All right. Well, that sounds
I can't help it. He's a sycophant. He's a yes man. That's all you've done is surround yourself with yes men. I'm the one person who keeps it honest with you in your circle. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I think that's not true. Like, if anybody has every right to hate me or intentionally team up with somebody against me, it would be Musso, because I do that to him with Paul all the time, every day on AFR.
No, that's not fair, because Paul doesn't do anything. Today
I just pegged Musso as like an OnlyFans fanatic and freak. Like, it was so unfair what I did to him, but I enjoy doing that all the time.
Why freak? Obviously, there's a very robust market. I think.
I'm excited about
enjoying OnlyFans seems pretty normal at this point.
Can I tell you how excited I am about this? Jefferson's
How
Ocean
excited are you?
Wheated. I am so pumped about this one.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I am, very much so. I don't know that everybody, like, we can talk about the whiskey that we're going to be drinking here in a second, but we'll delve into the show. Welcome into Scone T. If you're catching us here on YouTube, thank you. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you so much. Please like the 104.5 ESPN page and share the post. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. As I'm going to give us a healthy pour. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even being bashful about it. Jefferson's Ocean Wheated, terrific. We're going to enjoy this one tonight. So, Super Regional Baseball at the box this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday if necessary. LSU and Kentucky. We got Saints OTAs. We got Trey Bradford back at LSU again. Blue chip ratio out, updated win totals.
Blue chip ratio.
I love the blue chip ratios. Did you meet Bud Elliott last year?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
really good guy.
I got to know him.
Bud Elliott is the guy who came up with the blue chip ratio. Met him last year at SEC Media Days. Really good dude.
He's very
Florida State guy.
kind of. I know. Him and Cannell do a podcast together.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think that does really good numbers. It's called like Cover 3. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, no, we'll be talking to Bud again at Media Day, but then again, obviously, before LSU Florida State.
Joel Chambers said, "Does T-Bob have a DD?"
Look, I feel weird talking about it again because, like, if
answer the question.
What he said?
Does T-Bob have a DD?
No, it's called Uber. If I have too many drinks and we just Uber home and I Uber to my car in the morning.
I will completely vouch for T-Bob on that. He does Uber when he drinks too much.
Yep, this is true. Anyway, the blue chip ratio, I mean, I feel bad because I've talked about it in so many different shows that, like, I don't know what, I mean, I'm figuring most of you listening to this have probably heard it, but.
No, just say it.
I just think it's a cool fucking metric because it is not the end-all be-all, but the national championship will come from that grouping until it doesn't. Yeah. And I find that to be interesting. Like, the champion will be in that number.
Absolutely.
Until somebody proves it wrong. And I think, what are they going on, 16 years now?
They started the blue chip ratio in 2013, but I think they've retroactively done it back to like 2011.
Yeah, like when they okay. So either way, it's just it's a fascinating metric for letting you know who can actually win a championship. It's a really interesting metric for letting you know which coaching staffs you should be celebrating and which you should be decrying. It's got interesting little quirks where, like, if you look at the 2023 chart post-transfer and you see that all of the top 16 schools lost technically in the transfer portal, except Michigan gained and Georgia remained, right? And, well, Georgia, that speaks to Georgia's culture. They can have 77% 4 and 5 stars, and everybody's willing to bide their time, play a small role, do whatever to stay around. And in terms of Michigan, they're kind of, how they've been beating Ohio State, who is objectively just more rawly talented than them, with culture, with toughness. Scheme, right? But a scheme kind of built through a culture of toughness, and obviously they have a great amount of buy-in. So it tells you a lot. And then, you should be, if you're an A&M fan, you should be furious. If you're a Texas or Oklahoma fan, you should be furious. The results that have been turned in are inexcusable.
But remember, the blue chip ratio isn't a predictor of success. It's solely to say that, and for those that don't know what the blue chip ratio is, it's literally this simple.
Yeah, no.
You have to have 50% or more of your roster as 4 and 5 star players over a 4-year cycle. And those programs that do can win a national championship. No team with fewer than 50% 4 and 5 stars over a 4-year period. No team has won the national title in this period.
Now, I'm not saying it's an indicator of success, but I'm saying but it is an indicator of coaching, right? How much talent do you have, and are you living up to it? So when you look at Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State at the top, and you're like, okay, they're in the playoff every single year. Okay, they are living up to it, right? You see Texas and Oklahoma, who are the only Big 12 teams in there, and yet they go 6-7 and 8-5 last year. That's a joke. They have no excuse losing to as many teams that aren't as talented as they do. And there's a reason why everybody on the blue chip ratio tends to be the best teams in the entire country.
Look, the best.
And recruiting matters in aggregate. I don't care about individual recruits, but in aggregate, it absolutely matters.
Recruiting. It's Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, A&M, Clemson, LSU, Texas,
just stop at Clemson.
Oklahoma.
Just stop at Clemson. You tell me if A&M fans should be fucking furious seeing this.
No, I'm with you. And then Oregon, Notre Dame, Florida, Miami, Penn State, Michigan, Southern Cal, Auburn. And so I guess the point is you do see Miami, and you see Auburn on this list, and you see Florida, who had a 500 season last year, and you see a lot of programs that don't live up to it.
I kind of come away impressed with Auburn, though, because they should have no reason for still being on this list. With the amount of bullshit they've had, the coaching turnover, the drama, the toxicity, the fact that they can somehow still achieve this 50% threshold, which only 16 teams hit.
Great resources.
That's
good tradition, great resources. They invest in their program. That's why they're there. The interesting thing is Tennessee's not there.
USC wasn't last year. USC's the only one that added in this year. Yeah. But you know what's interesting about that? Well, first off, Lincoln Riley moving the roster in the right direction. But secondly, the 2 lowest national championships in blue chip ratio history were 2013 Jameis Winston. I think Florida they were at 51%. And 2016 Clemson with Deshaun Watson, who are about 53. Well, I'm looking at a USC team that's sitting at 52 and has Caleb Williams. That's kind of intriguing to me. In a year where Alabama is replacing a lot, Ohio State's got a new quarterback. We think Georgia's going to be incredible, but we've never seen a three-peat. We haven't seen a three-peat ever in history except for, Minnesota in the 40s?
This was the thing. No, not that one. The part of the blue chip ratio that I was most interested in is for the first time he said, here it is.
The post-transfers.
With the transfers.
They did this last year as well.
Right. And they haven't, he doesn't include the transfers into blue chip ratio yet, but they do, in parallel, also say what it would look like if they did. But with Southern Cal, even adding everything they've added in the transfer portal, they go down when you add the transfers. I figured that number would go up.
Yeah, that is surprising. But, I think it just shows how – well, but transfers from last year already added there, right? Mm-hmm. I think it just shows how hard it is when you have a roster of over 50% 4 and 5 stars, how hard it is to keep guys there and keep them bought in, especially in the age of the transfer portal where they can go get playing time and plenty of other places. Hell, you probably got a lot of guys just going from one team on the list to another. And so you got some big net exchange.
Well, either way, I think you want your school to be on that list because if your school isn't on the list, you can't win a national championship.
Yeah, until someone does. I'm going to say that.
And it's not going to happen. The closest that it almost did was Marcus Mariota in Oregon in 2014. They played for the national championship and lost to Ohio State, the Cardale Jones team. And then And then TCU last year played for the national championship and got the shit kicked out of them by Georgia. So
every now and then an under 50% sneaks into the playoff, and
you've seen
TCU,
Washington get in the playoff.
Made it the furthest.
Seen Michigan State get in the playoff.
Cincinnati,
yeah. So Oregon made it to the national championship game.
They were in
the national championship game against. They beat Jameis in Florida State in 2014 in the Rose Bowl,
lost
to
Ohio.
No, they lost to Ohio State for the national championship.
I think the only Natty Ohio State one recently was over Alabama.
No, that was they beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl.
Semifinal?
That was the semifinal, the Sugar Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Zeke ran for like 250 in that game, and then they went and played
I
Oregon
remember.
in the national championship.
I was watching with a bunch of Bama fuckheads at Bourbon Heat, and they were all so sad and wilting, and I was just fucking going, Ohio, the entire time in their face.
All right, so I'll talk about Jefferson's Ocean Weeded here, our break-even pick for a second, and then let's talk baseball. So So as a whiskey nerd, one of the things that I have just great disdain for is as the whiskey hobby has gained in popularity, what you see is a lot of people pop up with brands of like Source Juice, or they try to like sell you a story, right?
Yeah.
And they're just
like
it's not necessary. Yes, it's a giant pet peeve. It's just people trying to capitalize on the popularity of the movement. And I have no problem with capitalism. That's all fine. Make your money. But and some sourced whiskey is really, really good. I mean, if you get something from MPG and it happens to be really good, and you finish it a certain way and brand it, labeled, that's fine. You just price it accordingly. Jefferson's doesn't source their stuff, but what they did with Oceans is they put these barrels of whiskey on these shark ships, these ships that go out in the water and like in the Atlantic, and they're like looking for sharks to tag sharks and all this, whatever the fuck. But they put the barrels on the ships, and the whole thing is, well, look, the whiskey's moving the whole time. It doesn't sit in the barrel where they have to turn them. It gets the salinity from the water, and it's all and they're labeled by voyage. It's like this one's voyage. Someone I saw Craig asked what voyage. It's voyage 29. Well,
pirates pissing, scurvy ridden, lack of citrus.
They're selling you a novelty that was on this fucking shark boat and moved around the water, and they charge $100 a bottle, and it's dog shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jefferson's Ocean it's fine. It's a perfectly approachable spirit, but it's not worth $100. They price it there because they can. But and the caveat, but is Jefferson's Ocean also has a wheated, and in the mash bill they replace the grain. To be a bourbon, it's got to be more than 50% corn. Well, they replace the grain with, instead of like rye or something like that, with wheat, and wheat is softer and sweeter, and there's a lot of really good wheated whiskeys. And Jefferson's Ocean Weeded is magnificent. Like, that is one that I would pay $100 for a bottle of Jefferson's Ocean Weeded. And so that is our break-even pour tonight. How much is the Ocean's Weeded tonight? $6 a pour for Ocean's Weeded.
How much would it be regularly?
It's fantastic.
20? God damn. You talking about
you should always come here on Wednesday.
Over a 2x savings there.
You should always come here on a Wednesday to
3x.
Try the break-even. One of the things I say all the time about whiskey in general, but also here at Oliver Twist, is I always tell people who are trying to get into whiskey, don't just go buy bottles of shit. Try stuff, find out what you like, and if you like something, then go buy a bottle of the thing you like. Yeah. Don't just go buy bottles, because that's a surefire way to buy something you don't like, and you have an empty bottle sitting there for 4 years, and then you give it to T-Bob later. So, that's... But
I will take it.
I know he will.
If you buy it and you don't want it, do send it my way.
I mean, that's in part why... you ended up with a giant box of whiskey in the trunk of your car for 2 weeks.
Which I finally am nearly at the end of. I was going hard during the Christmas season.
I remember.
But we slowed down here as of late.
Anyway, so it's one of the great things about Oliver Twist is they have such a great selection. You can try damn near anything you want, from like the highest end stuff like the Pappies and everything, the B-Tax, and then really cool stuff like Jefferson's Ocean Weeded. Try it here before you go buy it. And then when you come on a Wednesday, they're going to give you a great pour. Our break-even pours are always like rare allocated whiskeys that they give you at their break-even price.
Yeah, and the food's incredible. Get the Red Hot Sticky Wings.
So
get the what kind of boudin balls? The crawfish boudin. What are the boudin egg rolls? Get the boudin egg rolls.
Yes.
The sweet Asian dipping sauce. I mean, there's so much good stuff. Wiggins, what is this right here?
That's a carrot cake cocktail. A carrot cake cocktail.
KKK?
Carrot starts with a C.
Oh, C. Okay, I was going to say,
yes.
Wiggins. Careful there. Carrot cake cocktail. That's a tongue twister.
No, carrot cake cocktail. All right. So thank you for being here with us. Cheers to everybody.
Oh, my God.
Is that like dessert?
Do you want to taste this?
Yes, I do, actually.
This is that. I mean, you only want one, but that is fucking dessert. Like, that is a physical dessert.
What is the foam on top?
Is that like cinnamon or something on top? Yeah.
Well, what's the foam?
Creme fraiche? A little egg white? A little creme fraiche? What is that? Egg white? Oh, condensed milk. That's where it comes from. It's like when you get like a.
That'll run right through you.
My favorite snow cone is Tiger Blood. I don't know, snowball, snow cone. I don't know what the difference is, but Tiger Blood with condensed milk. Oh,
we say snowball, snow cone. Is that what's your thing there?
No, I'm saying I don't know what. No. I forget. Like Louisiana gets pissed every time I say it, so now I feel self-conscious. I don't know what to say.
I didn't know that was like I've heard some people like it, but I don't really care. I think we've just always said snowball stand.
Okay, cool. Well, when I get a snowball, I like Tiger's Blood with condensed milk. What do you like?
I go cherry with extra juice. Very, very plain and simple. I just love cherry. The cherry snowball.
Really? Just cherry?
Cherry with extra juice in
there.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Very simple. Very, very simple. Okay, baseball.
Is the NHL tonight?
Don't know, don't care.
Well, shout out Panthers anyway, Bilbo. Baseball, Supers back in the box, and the boys back at Don Juan.
Oh, I'm fired up.
A little whiskey and wine. Come out this Saturday, 2 p.m. It's going to be crazy over there, dude.
I think we're going to have a great crowd at Don Juan.
I hope so. I called somebody about it today, and he was like, hell yeah, I'm going to be there. I love day drinking. It's like, all right, I agree.
Game's at 2, so we'll be there to watch the game, and then obviously Don Juan will start, or Whiskey and Juan will start as soon as the game ends. So probably roughly 5 o'clock. We'll do just like we do football. We'll do, hour and a half show, 90-minute show, live streaming right here, however you're watching us right now. But you can come hang out with us at Don Juan on Saturday. So looking forward to that. Saturday, I'm looking at the forecast right now. Looks good. Mostly sunny, 3% chance of rain. Sunday, 56% chance of rain. Monday, 58% chance of thunderstorms. So Saturday looks good. Sunday and Monday maybe a little sketch right now, but.
Well, I mean, wasn't the last game forecast pretty sketchy? Yeah. Ended up being okay.
Well, dude, and
I know like it was kind of raining in other parts and everything, but.
Because I was doing my show at 3, and I was hoping that thing was going to get rain delayed, and then started at 6.
Yeah.
Instead, they played it, which is good, but they finished it about 4:30. So half my show was opposite the game, the other half was just basically a post-game
I was just worried that we were going to hit with some bullshit like a delay when it was like 7-4 or something. But no, ended up being fine.
How do you feel?
I feel fucking great, dude. I mean, I feel like. That last game especially, your bats did exactly what you needed them to do, which is you knew Oregon State was exhausted pitching-wise. They were exhausted physically. Your offense needed to go win you that game. And I love that the staff didn't give up any free bullshit. Like, in a game 3 with the pitching staffs and the context that they were, if each guy's going to give me roughly like 2-3 innings and 2 runs, I'll take LSU in that matchup a lot of times. Unless they just get caught on one of those off days, which I guess can't happen. But, I mean, you see guys like Josh Pearson's on fire right now. Turn him over at 9. But you see guys like Gavin Dugas needed a moment, and he hits a home run. Okay, let's kind of get him going a little bit. Trey Morgan needed a good game. He gets 2 hits on the final day. Hayden Travinski.
Oregon State was completely out of pitching.
Yeah, they were done. I know. They were done coming in as well. But what I'm saying is I would rather give up 7 runs and hits than walking 7,000 guys.
Of course.
I will take guys hitting the ball. That is fine. And the hefty levy did enough.
Tricky part about Kentucky is I believe they're dead last in the SEC in home runs. They do not hit home runs.
So my question to you is that would make walks even more dangerous,
But that's the point. So what they do offensively is they're pesky, they work counts. If you remember, Skeens only went 6 innings and threw 111 pitches.
Damn.
Like he struck out 13, but he gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. Like He only walked one. Like, they made it count. Like, their whole thing is get him on, get him over, get him in.
Yeah.
So they are very much a small ball team. They're pesky on the base paths. It's just different. And so you have got to throw the ball over the plate.
Yeah,
if you remember
game
3 of that Kentucky series, in game 3 of that Kentucky series, Christian Little started. And he started 9 up, 9 down.
Yeah.
He was incredible. And then in the fourth inning, the wheels came off. He walked like 4 guys in the 4th inning, and they pulled him. So and that game ended up, Kentucky rallied, took a lead, and then LSU had to come back and win the game on a game-winning, bases-loaded hit by pitch. So
Tommy White.
It was Tommy White. So, this is one of those where it's going to be, I think, a very different challenge offensively with Kentucky.
But I like where LSU's bullpen is the greater point in all of this. Thatcher Hurd's been fantastic now, way more often than not. What is it, 4 out of the last 5 now? Or are we up to 5 or 6?
He's been great since the Alabama series. When he came in and closed game 2 of the Bama series, he really has been fantastic since then.
So he looks great. Ackenhausen looks to have refound his form, for the most part, post-injury. Maybe not as good as he was before, but solid, dependable, like good enough.
Came in a sticky spot, relieving Riley Cooper with 2 outs and ducks on the pond, and got the big strikeout. So Ackenhausen.
The point is, between Hoover and between this weekend, I feel like you have enough arms to piece together what you need to. Like who's in the boat in terms of arms? So Skeens, Floyd, Hurd, Ackenhausen, Cooper, definitely Herring and Guidry, Coleman. He was going to start the next game. He's in the boat. And then, that's enough, right?
Plenty.
Yeah.
Listen, I know there was like a general melt about the bullpen, and we talk about this a lot, how the fan base kind of becomes an echo chamber with shit. Like last year was Jordan Thompson was terrible at shortstop, or, Braden Joubert can't play outfield, or whatever that, those narratives are become. So the thing with
what's up, brother?
The thing with the bullpen is I don't think there was ever a doubt that they had enough arms and guys that were capable. The point that I know I made repeatedly with the bullpen was you have plenty of guys who have shown you they're good enough and capable in spots. They just have to be good in the spot when you need them to be good. At times throughout this year, and look, blowing a 9-run lead against the worst team in the league in Mississippi State was terrible.
Yeah,
right? that was atrocious.
That was the thing that caused everybody to panic.
The panic was already set in before then. That just sent everybody over the edge. But
yes,
but
that's essentially what I meant.
But the point is, we had seen throughout the year Herring be really good, Ackenhausen be really good. We knew Cooper could pitch. Coleman had been good.
We hadn't seen Cooper be that good though.
Cooper had been at times this year. He started the opening weekend and
but he didn't do it.
It was like no hit through 5 innings or something like that. It was crazy what Cooper did.
When did he not
outing.
Do well then starting? Second outing?
The second week.
Okay, that's
I think they went to Round Rock. But anyway, the point is we had seen these guys pitch well, and Cooper could pitch well. We'd seen it at times. The problem that LSU would get into at times, and the difference in the regular season and the postseason, I don't mean for this to be like overly simplifying, but you always end up paring down your roster and your staff when you get to the postseason because it's no longer trial and error. Like, Jay could use a midweek game to say, I'm going to put Dutton in this spot or Money in this spot.
I think that's what he did in Hoover. I know he says he didn't. I think that's what he did in Hoover.
Hoover was, as soon as they beat South Carolina, he knew they were done.
I agree.
They had locked it up. So it was just like, let's just get through this shit. That's why Skeens was on a pitch count. And, dude, in Game 3, when they started Kling and they started Bear Jones, it was like, let's just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but they didn't. Exactly, but when he put in Dutton in that moment, everybody's freaking out. I can't believe you did that ball. Like, he had better options. To me, that was him saying, Dutton, if you prove yourself here, maybe you're in the boat postseason. Well, now you're not.
I think the hay was in the barn already. I think that was just run a guy out there so you don't use a guy and let's just go. And get home, rest up, and get ready for postseason play. Like, Skip used to always talk about this. He would say, when you get to postseason, generally there's going to be 6, maybe 7 guys that you trust, that you're going to go to. And those guys should get you through the postseason. Now, it's a little different now because the format's differently, and especially in Omaha where you get into the losers bracket. You have to play a championship series instead of a championship game. So you might need an extra arm. But look at what you just, count out what you just said, right?
Yeah, I think we got to 8.
It's Skeens, Floyd, Hurd, Herring, Cooper, Ackenhausen, Guidry, Javen Coleman.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 7 and maybe an 8th if you need it, guys that you trust in. I just don't think – I know Jay said today when he met with the media, they might have an opportunity for Blake Money to get out there. I think the only way you see Blake Money pitch is if LSU's up 10 or down 10.
Yeah.
So you don't have to use one of the guys that you need.
I agree.
But the other part of it, too, is strategically, in a weekend series, you're playing to win a weekend. In the postseason, you're trying to win the tournament. So, this weekend when you're playing Kentucky, you don't have to plan for a third game.
Yeah, true.
If Skeens goes and gives you 7 innings and you're up 4-3, if it's a weekend series, you're not throwing Hurd because he's starting game 3. Mm-hmm. This weekend, you got a chance to go win the first game.
Just get wins
and
right when
you need
can.
6 outs. Who's my best arm that's going to get me 6 outs? I'm going to Hurd.
Yeah.
That's not even the question. So,
and
it's
then
just
you're going to Guidry the next night.
The approach is just differently, right? Or you let Hurd go get you 6 outs. It's just the approach is different in the postseason.
No, I meant Guidry the next night. If Hurd comes in and does an extended last 3 innings, then it seems like in a 1-inning closed situation they like Guidry, which is just the balls on that kid.
Yeah.
What is he? 18 years old, maybe 19 now. But to be in high school, not even pitching till January is the story, right?
I know, yeah.
And now he's your closer going into the tournament, and he looks like he fucking wants it, which is the craziest part. He doesn't look scared. He's up there chomping gum, straight back. It looks like he's you got
to be unafraid.
He wants to be in the moment.
You got to
put the ball in my hand.
You've got to be unafraid. To be a closer, the best closers in the world have blown saves. You just can't be afraid to blow a save. You got to be willing to go challenge a hitter, throw it over the plate, and say my shit's better than your shit.
Yeah, true.
And he is, man. He's been sensational.
What do they say? Young, dumb, and full of fun. Sometimes
full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah. Sometimes you're too young to know better, and so he thinks he's the fucking man because he's always been the man. And lo and behold, he looks like the man.
He's going to be your shortstop next year.
Yeah,
he's going to be your starter. He's not going to pitch for you next year. He's going to be your starting shortstop. But they needed. I guess maybe this is a good way to sort of dovetail into the Wes Johnson convo, but that's another part of it, man. It's this was a guy you weren't even counting on having this year as a pitcher, wasn't even pitching in the fall, and now at this point is your closer. It's pretty remarkable the way that they've navigated some failures. Guys who you thought, like Christian Little, I thought would have a much bigger role on this team than a guy who we just mentioned the top 8. He's not one of those guys. He's probably not going to touch a baseball in the postseason. I would not have thought that before the season.
Oh, crab
claws.
Legs. Crab claws.
Crab claws. Not legs. Crab legs would be awesome. Those are claws.
Do they serve just crab legs?
Oh, yeah, bro.
What are you eating, fried?
Steamed. Steamed or boiled, yeah.
Oh,
crab
big.
Legs,
you're talking big, Alaskan, crab legs?
Snow crab or king crab, yeah.
I've eaten a lot of crab
boils. You don't even
boils.
need to use one of the utensils. You can snap them with once they're steamed, the shell gets softer, you can kind of bend it and snap it.
I don't think I've ever just had crab legs. I've had crab feast with my wife's Maryland family.
Wow.
And I've had crab boils down in Grand Island stuff. But I don't think I've ever gone and just ordered crab legs. I do love crab claws though. Tasty. Oh. Another KK. It's the theme for the night.
Yeah, the carrot cake, the crab claw. That's CC though, by the way.
Huh. I'm talking phonetically, dumbass.
A C is also phonetically the cuh sound.
Not if it's see ya. So, see ya. As Les Miles used to say. That's tasty. See, guys, that could be you if you came out here to Oliver Twist for a little Scone T.
Yeah.
Or it could be you if you come out to Don Juan this weekend for a little whiskey and wine, 2 p.m., watch the baseball game. I'm especially excited because I don't have to offer any actual analysis, right? Because it's baseball. So I just get to yell about things even more than I regularly do and cheer even more than I regularly do, and it's going to be fucking badass, dude.
So Lou said they have enough arms as long as they don't lose. I think he meant lose.
Good point.
But I will maintain that, and this has been my point about this team all along. I think they're fine to play through the winner's bracket. I don't think they can pitch their way through the loser's bracket. If they do end up in the loser's bracket, they will absolutely have to just slug their way to wins.
Yeah, you can't. Wait, okay, you're talking if you lose either if you lose either Skeens or Florida. Are you talking already post Supers now?
Yes, let's say, yeah, of course. Like
okay.
let's say they get to Omaha.
Remind me how Omaha works.
So similar to a regional where.
Fuck you, Musso. Bitch. Sorry.
Look at that stupid prick.
I know.
Fuck that little
guy,
face.
Dude. I agree, dude. Fuck you, Musso.
You gonna punch him in the face?
I'm not doing.
No,
I was like giving. No shit, dumbass. But I'm trying to remember. Like, is it like? Because it's like bracket style, but then eventually you get paired off. Because why did they play Oregon State 3 times in?
Because Oregon State.
2017.
In 2017, LSU beat Florida State in its first game. So they played a winners.
I forgot about the Florida State game. You watched it at Tin Roof. Oh, that was a fun game.
That was a Sunday.
That was a fun game.
So they beat Florida State. Go to the winners bracket. They play Oregon State. That's when Walker blew out.
Yeah, I remember the first game.
When Eric Walker blew out, they just fell apart and got dismantled.
This is a very classy drink. It's called a blueberry lemon drop.
This is, wait, that's the least trustworthy fucking smile I've ever seen in my entire life. He said it's a very classy drink. It's called the blueberry lemon drop. And then a giant shit-eating grin started moving underneath.
Do you want me to do the
underneath his mouth that he had forced closed?
Do you want me?
There's the amount of telegraphing going on now. What is this actually?
This is going to be like this is going to be like Gladiator, where the big guy, Maximus is afraid of dying. Well, not afraid, but like that they poisoned his food.
Yeah,
so the big guy's like, hold on, I'll do it first.
Dude. Taste a little bit.
All right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, it's just a blueberry lemon drop for real?
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is there psilocybin in here?
There you go.
Have you spiked it?
We're about to find out.
If my pupils get really big, I'm going to say thank you. Ask Scone T. Randall Alfreck wants to know, where would it rank the biggest upsets in LSU baseball history if LSU was to lose to Kentucky this weekend?
I don't think. Are we just talking about like postseason? Because I would say.
I remember. Well,
so 1998 was the most disappointing. They were going for a three-peat. They were in the winners bracket. Southern Cal came out of the losers bracket. Had to beat them twice. It got very cold in Omaha. The winds blew in, and the ball stopped flying out of the park, and LSU lost in consecutive days. And then USC went on to beat Arizona State 21-14 in the national championship game.
Shit.
Like, LSU would have three-peated. And it's that.
But is it like it is an upset, but
that was an upset.
If the team, it's like losing to Coastal Carolina. If they go on to win the Natty, does that like take away from the upset?
Coastal surprised a lot of people, no doubt, but that was a veteran scrappy club, and they had a great run.
I would those bastards from Stony Brook.
Stony Brook is the one that's always gonna come to mind. But that 2012 LSU team.
Look at me, I'm Samantha.
The 2012 LSU team wasn't great. The
team that lost Stony Brook?
They were great in the sense that their rotation was Gosman, Eads, Nola, but Nola was a freshman. And if you actually go look at the position players on the 2012 team, that wasn't one of LSU's better.
I know that was before I watched like weekend in and weekend out.
I think Mason Katz played center field in 2012, which it was weird. It was guys like Tyler Moore, Rafe. That was the year Rafe hit 431.
Yeah. Which Dylan Cruz is actually now right ahead 432, 8 for 13, regional most outstanding player. How fucking about it? And I love the 2-run bomb when everybody's butthole was at full pucker. Musso was probably thinking LSU's going to lose. He's already getting ready for football season. And then Dylan Cruz comes up, makes it 3-2. Musso exhales, and it all gets good after that. Dude.
Anyway, Stony Brook was one nobody expected to lose because it was Stony Brook coming in. And they won the first game and then lost the next two, which really, really sucked.
I remember being in St. Louis, and that was before I watched every week, and so I came to it kind of like, like every subsequent weekend you advance, people that don't watch normally come watch, right? Because they hear about it and everything, right? So I remember just being fucking blown away.
Stony Brook.
I was like, who is this? How are we losing this game right now?
The one that I would say
was
probably...
Was Ryan Schimpf really good on those teams?
No, Schimpf was on the 09 championship team. 2014, losing the home regional to Houston was probably... Thank you. Was probably
I had to cover those games for WWL. They lasted so long. It was...
That was disappointing because you were in the winner's bracket. Houston had to come back and beat you twice, and they had this kid with a rubber arm that threw like 120 pitches in 2 days, and... they just whipped you. Cartwright started the winner-take-all game, and he, plunked a dude on the first pitch and then threw a wild pitch and lasted, 3 batters and was out. He, guaranteed a victory, and they got in a hole in the first inning and never dug themselves out.
Hey.
That was Aaronola was the National Pitcher of the Year, and,
Fucking respect, though, for guaranteeing a dub, dude. Put yourself out there. Scared money don't make money, dude.
My guy. Cartwright! Anyway. I would say 2014.
Fuck that upset talk. And I feel you, though, because whenever you're a fan or something, you always want to lean into your fears. You want to prepare for your fears. But we ain't scared, okay? LSU already done beat the dog shit out of Kentucky. LSU's got 2 of the 3 finalists for the Golden Spikes Award. LSU was #1 for more than any other team in the entire country. Fuck a Demon Deacon. I don't even know what that means still.
You should absolutely win game 1 with Skeens on the mound.
Yep.
And that puts a tremendous amount of pressure to have to come back and beat LSU twice, especially with the way LSU hits the ball at the box.
Where is your panic meter if you lose game 1 with Skeens? Give me a percentage. Now I'm going to lean into my own fear, so I apologize after I just went on that stupid-ass rant.
I feel like it would be like seeing Superman bleed.
No, I know. But I'm saying, what? Put a percentage on LSU winning those next 2 games.
If they lose with Skeens?
Yeah. You're right, because it is it's a huge mental punch, as big as it is a functional one, because, like you said, you're watching your god die in front of you.
30%?
Oof, yeah. Which still not, the bad stuff.
No, you could come back and win the series.
What series did they...
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina.
But they didn't play the 3rd game.
Yeah, but then there was another one at the very beginning of the year, Arkansas. Then
they
lose
lost game 1, they did.
And came back and won games 2 and 3.
Skeens didn't take the loss, but they did lose that game.
Well, yeah,
yes.
but it blew up in the 9th for that.
We were sitting. That was after LAB. We were sitting at the bar.
Wait, no, that was Tennessee because that was Chase Shores, and he did so good. That was Chase Shores, I thought.
That was Arkansas.
Are you sure?
100 bajillion%. Okay. Shores came out of the bullpen. It was looking good, and then ultimately it went to extra innings, and they blew him up.
Oh, okay.
And then everything after Shores just unraveled. So he had a wild pitch, walked a guy, and it unraveled. So I think Arkansas got a 6 or 7 spot in the 10th.
Boudaddy wants to know if Terrio's going to make it Saturday.
He might be at the box. He won't be at Don Juan.
Oh, you mean at Don Juan? No, I thought he meant the box. Yeah, no. Don Juan's only for the real ones. Terrio's a little bitch.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I just wanted to get a shot in.
Wow. A sailor. Good man. So I'm excited about it, though, man. I think, by the way, the other wild thing, you want to troll Tennessee. I know you love to troll Tennessee fans. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Hit me.
So Tennessee was a 2 seed, and they won their regional.
Mm-hmm.
Southern Miss was a 2 seed and won the Auburn regional. Mm-hmm. So you had 2 number 2 seeds end up playing each other. The committee doesn't seed 1 to 64.
Oh, I thought they did. I was wondering how this got tie broken.
What happens is each school, in the event that it would be necessary, has to submit a bid to host. This is how regionals were done for years, and it's a financial bid. So, like, LSU was a regional host for, like, 13 straight years in the Burtman era, and it wasn't they were a great program, but it wasn't a merit-based thing. It was because
who was going to put everybody up, who had hotel, like everything.
And who's going to fill the stadium and sell tickets.
Like Kentucky putting people in the dorms last
year. But it's because the NCAA, those are still NCAA events, so the NCAA is going to make money off those events. So, ultimately, to boil it all down, Southern Miss made a higher dollar amount bid than Tennessee. The fucking team from CUSA
poor boys.
made a better bid than Tennessee of the SEC in Knoxville.
Tennessee fans, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I told you you've been playing dress up.
Embarrassment.
I told you you've been playing dress up, okay? If you can't, and I love Southern Miss, great program, coaches going out. I love the Eagles. I'm cheering for the Eagles this weekend. But come on, Tennessee's supposed to be rich. Supposed to have some of the deepest pockets in the SEC. That's what I'm always told. What's the matter? Is the failing economy getting you? Fuck you, Tennessee. The recession. I lost my job. Supply chain.
Oh my God.
I do actually wish you would kind of pick back up a little bit. But hey, look. Fuck you, Tennessee. That's hilarious. That's great. Go Southern Miss.
Southern Miss submitted a better bid.
Gold Eagles.
I mean, Southern Miss eliminated LSU last year.
No, I know. That's why I kind of screw
on.
them, but not really, though, because screw Tennessee more. LSU last year was always, let's just see what they can do.
Yeah, no doubt.
This year, it's okay.
Isn't this team's talent a great illustration of how much last year lacked talent?
Yeah, which still is impressive, though, and I think it speaks to the job that Jay Johnson and the staff did.
Blake Money was your opening day starter last year.
I know, but I think it speaks to the job that they did last year, that they ended up winning as many games as they did. I mean, they won, 17 SEC games? Were they 17, 13?
Last year?
By the end, yeah.
Sounds right.
Say. Either way.
They hosted. Oh, they didn't host.
No. They went Southern Miss.
Wait, 17 and didn't host?
Wait,
you know what? And you know what? Hang on. Excuse me.
Was it not 17?
No, you might be right, but I remember having a conversation with someone, let's just say with deep knowledge of the selection process, who told me before when at SEC tournament that LSU had locked up a regional bid. A host.
Oh, yeah, because you were saying that last year.
I said they're a lock. They've hosted it.
Yeah.
They've locked up a host, and they didn't, and I was...
And look at this year. You got teams with 16 wins that got host sites.
LSU was 17 and 13.
Yeah.
40 and 22 overall, 17 and 13.
By the way, the point of that is I'm a fucking Jay Johnson believer. I'm a believer in the staff. He took a team that didn't have a lot of talent. He did really well in the SEC. Now he's taking a team that has a lot of talent, and they're exactly where we want them to be. Hosting a super regional for the first time in nearly half a decade. Jay Johnson has been fantastic. And I know it's Omaha or bust. I get that. And it should be, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm still a Jay Johnson believer. Now, how worried should I be about Wes Johnson leaving? Because Jay loved him. He said it's kind of unreal how close they got in 11 months. Like a brother, Johnson & Johnson is no more.
So, I think the Wes and Jay Johnson slander this year has been borderline obnoxious, even for LSU fans. So, all right. I get it. Here you go. LSU staff ERA was 4.64.
Last year.
No, this year.
Oh, this year, yeah.
This year.
Actually, last year was pretty similar.
Staff ERA 4.64. There are only two teams in the league that had a sub-4 staff ERA, and Bama's was at 3.96. Tennessee, which has probably 4 big league starters in their rotation, is at 3.60. Like, nobody's staff was good this year. Nobody's staff was dominant this year. No. Yes, LSU struggled at times to throw.
But not in the SEC.
In the ACC, which is a shit league this year,
yeah.
as you very clearly saw coming out of regionals, the ACC, and it's one of the reasons why.
I haven't even looked at that. What are the conferences? How did the conferences shake out?
Just let me finish this thought, and we'll go to that.
Sorry,
but it's another reason why I was not confident at all in West Virginia going to Kentucky, because the Big 12 was dog shit as well. They were an atrocious league. But had tipped to TCU. Impressive to go beat Arkansas the way they did. So
why can't Van Horn coach in the postseason?
I don't know. It's hard to win in baseball. Like it's the same stupid narrative LSU fans had about Paul Maneri forever. I mean, they were a national seed 6 consecutive years. That's only been done one other time in college baseball. Stanford did it. Like, it's so fucking hard.
Yeah,
Skip Bertman went to Omaha 5 times and lost before he finally broke through and won. It's hard to win.
Well,
it's postseason baseball. Everybody's good. It's baseball. There's variants that happen every single year on a given day with the pitcher, and it's baseball. It's hard to win.
Even Sully this year was staring 4 home regional losses in a row. They got knocked out the last 3 years.
2018, they hadn't been to the Super Bowl.
And every time at home, they didn't go to Southern Miss and lose. They blew it at home every single 3 years in a row, and then they came out the losers bracket and had to win 3 in a row to avoid that fate again.
Does he suck? Is he a bad coach?
No, he doesn't. Exactly.
But that's the point. Like,
you're right.
So, like sometimes it's hard to see the forest through the trees. You don't look around.
Well, losing hurts through pain, you know?
I get it. No, and I'm not saying, but it's the thing, like, I know this is, people probably get sick of hearing me say this, but it's why LSU baseball fans go through this so often, because they take a football mentality into baseball. And LSU baseball fans love LSU baseball because they're passionate about it, because they've won for a long time, but it's not, what I would say all the time is, if you're an LSU fan, you will probably on a Thursday night during football season sit down and watch Virginia Tech and Louisville because it's on. Is that fair?
Wait, what'd you say?
If you're an LSU football fan, on a Thursday night, you would sit down and watch because it's on. You'll watch Tuesday.
I love football.
You'll watch Tuesday Central Michigan and Ohio U action because it's on. We all do. But you're not watching Ole Miss Kentucky on a Thursday night, the SEC featured game, just because it's on. Like baseball. That's my point.
I have never loved baseball like this since I was a little kid watching the Braves.
You love LSU.
It's all I look forward to. Every weekend, it's what I'm locked into. I'm on the whatever. I love it. But I don't watch anything outside of LSU.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So
I watch sometimes with the game afterwards with the neighbors because we're drunk and we're like hanging out. It's like, let's watch something else.
That's the symptom that LSU fans have, because you watch your team and your team only, and you don't pull back to the 10,000-foot view to realize, like, the ball is juiced. We're going to set a record in college baseball for a number of home runs hit this year. Like, there has been an offensive surge into the game. I get it was uncomfortable watching LSU a lot this year with the staff issues. I fully recognize that. I'm not denying that at all. But at the same time, you can also look at the big picture of college baseball and then look at LSU and go, Grant Taylor, like I literally had a conversation with a scout yesterday after AFR. It was a buddy of mine. And we were talking about all this. And he's like, Grant Taylor in the fall was neck and neck with Skeens.
What?
Now, yes. Now, keep in mind, because I was asking him about draft stuff. Because Grant Taylor is a draft-eligible sophomore.
Fuck, is he going to leave?
But that's the question. Like, because he didn't pitch, he could rehab in theory, come back, pitch his junior season, and then go. Or
and he would still have leverage because he has a year left.
Exactly. Or he could go now. So that's a big question about. So I was talking to the scout about Grant Taylor yesterday, and he's like, in the fall, Taylor was neck and neck with Skeens. Now keep in mind, Skeens was just coming from Air Force, and Skeens continued to progress and develop.
Yeah, he was like at that time, like early second round,
Skeens?
late first. Yeah. In the
fall.
No,
Skeens was still a first rounder.
Okay.
But he wasn't like fucking the best pitcher in a decade.
Yeah.
So the point is, Wes Johnson deserves credit for continuing to develop Skeens.
Well, I mean, the point is, on top of any of the bad pitching you suffered this year, you had pornographically good pitching.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You lost Grant Taylor, who was going to be your number 2. And then your 2 best relievers that emerged in Edwards and Shores, you lost both of them to injury. So you're down 3 massive arms. Gavin Guidry wasn't pitching, like we talked about, until you got into the season.
Yeah.
And you realize you might need another arm. I mean, Griffin Herring developed as a freshman and came along. Thatcher Hurd started the season terribly, and look where he is now. Like, you can't just ignore all of the good that Jay and Wes Johnson did this year with the pitching staff, and there's tons of it. If you actually pull back to the 10,000-foot view and recognize the whole scenario and go, yeah, man, it's why they are where they are. And you can say, well, if you take away Paul Skeens, well, fuck, what's the whole thing? If my aunt had a dick, she'd be mom?
What do you mean?
Not taking away Paul Skeens.
What happens if you take away Caleb Williams from USC? Like, what? What? Let's take away the highs. Hey, I mean, if you take away the first overall draft pick and Golden Spikes winner, that's a significant loss. Like, yeah, no shit.
But they also deserve credit for. What is it?
What is it? Making it famous? Naked and famous.
Okay, Naked and Famous. The name of the cocktail.
Just call me. Who are some famous nudes?
Some famous nudes?
Yeah. The Statue of David, I suppose.
Kate Winslet in Titanic.
My first ever boobs I ever saw. Let me draw you like one of my French girls. Yeah, bro.
Ever saw? Ever?
What year did Titanic come out? I think it was like
97.
8. I mean, I guess I was sucking on my mom's back in the day, but like post that, yeah.
Oh, how old were you in 97?
8.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense then. Oh, that makes sense.
I remember my mom got an advanced copy of Titanic, but had it edited somehow. And I was the nerd that thought that they were just making out in the car when it got all steamy, and everybody clowned me at school because they were doing more than making out.
Yes.
I think they were having sex.
Yes, they were.
Fuck.
That's the assumption that they want to lead you to believe.
Steamy hand against the window.
But really...
But basically, so this is Naked and Famous, so you can just call it the Kate Winslet.
Okay. All right, we got 9 minutes left. Let's do questions. Fire away with your questions. Thank you for watching.
Right.
173 with us live right now.
Oh, wow.
Smash the like button if you haven't done so yet. Smash the like button. Please subscribe up to the channel. We appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and hit. I haven't smashed the like button myself.
Come out to Oliver Twist as well.
Yes.
Anytime you want. I mean, I would love to have you on a Wednesday. We hang out here. We drink. It's fun. But come out anytime because it's excellent around here.
Yes.
Let me see.
Were you not logging questions from the chat?
No, not today. Ask Scone T.
Idiot.
In women's basketball, I'm not going to read them if you keep that up. One more time, I'm not reading them.
Moron. I didn't say idiot.
I'll allow it. I like a little creative wordplay.
I changed it up.
Yeah, no, I agree. In women's basketball, LSU forward Elisa Williams entered the transfer portal. What happened? Too crowded in the front court tomorrow?
No idea.
I don't know either, to be honest. But Raymond, I think that's probably always a...
Did you say Raymond?
I did say Raymond. You know why? Because
no, I don't know. Okay. I don't know why you just said Raymond.
Allow me to go...
To a man whose name is clearly Raymond.
Allow me to go on a bit of a tangent here. Have you ever seen Princess and the Frog?
No.
The Disney movie based out of Louisiana, based in New Orleans. It's an animated Disney movie. It's great. Tiana's great. It's a great movie. But at Disney right now, they got rid of the Song of the South theme in the Logjam ride, right? And they're replacing it with Princess and the Frog. You know what the Song of the South is? It's Burr Rabbit, Burr Bear, Uncle Remus. It is racist. The basis of it is the slave Uncle Remus telling stories to the plantation owners' children, right? Time to move on. But my old man, the characters that he tells a story about.
How does Song of the South go?
Zippity doo dah, zippity day. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfactory. Yep, that's it. Yeah. That song's okay. So anyway,
I thought that was just called Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity A.
I don't know. Uncle Remus sings it, but the point is, my old man loved.
I think that's Zippity Doo Dah. That's Jiminy Cricket saying Zippity Doo Dah.
No chance. But my old man loved.
I feel like I've seen the Uncle Remus video before, and it's not like Jiminy Cricket sings Zippity Doo Dah.
Okay, you're stepping on the lead here. I'm pretty.
Okay,
Jiminy Cricket
sings.
Yeah.
What did Jiminy Cricket sing?
He sings. Not when. Does he sing "When You Wish Upon a Star"? That's
maybe
a
that's
Pinocchio
what
song.
I'm thinking of.
And something about a conscious, maybe.
Maybe it's "When You Wish Upon a Star" is Jiminy Cricket.
But either way. My dad, though, loved Burr Rabbit and Burr Bear. He loved that story growing up. And then...
Yeah, When You Wish Upon a Star sung by Jiminy Cricket. That's what I was thinking.
So they had They had all this stuff for Burr Bear that was called A Bear. So whatever. The point is, but I love Song of the South, blah, blah. Anyway, long story. So they're changing that theme into Princess and the Frog. Well, the problem with Princess and the Frog is it is pretty fucked up towards Cajun people. Every Cajun person is depicted as a toothless fucking moron, and there's one character, the mosquito, Raymond, who's just like a bumbling stereotype. So so what I told my old man is, if he's a real one, he's going to go protest the opening of the Princess and the Frog theme. Okay? And the best part is,
you know what, this is perfect.
None of the Cajun people in the movie have teeth, and my dad can get mad about that. And then his 3 front teeth are gonna fall out because they're fake. He's gonna be talking about how the fuck are you gonna say all Cajun people don't have teeth, and then his 3 front teeth are gonna fall out.
This is the kind.
Oh, it's gonna be perfect.
But that would be the kind of thing that I wish I programmed a. Like
a shock jock sort of thing?
I was going to say, if I was the program director of 100.7 The Tiger circa 1994 when Richard Condon and Larry LeBlanc were doing Condon and LeBlanc, I would send those 2 assholes to Orlando for the opening of that ride, and I would say, go make a scene. Go make a scene and make us go viral.
Dick could do it.
Oh, he would do it today. He might still do it. There's no payoff in doing it in 2023.
Man. But yeah, the best.
That's when radio was fun.
I will say this, my old man, he got those teeth knocked out in a game one time, but
T-molar.
but dude,
they're calling you T-molar.
it is disconcerting.
Oh man,
how much someone's vibe changes when their teeth fall out. Like the only thing that's close is when somebody shaves their eyebrows. You just immediately feel uncomfortable around them. You're kind of like, what's going? Like, oh man, I don't know about this guy. I can't exactly trust him. Like, it is shocking. Either way, look, I love Princess and the Frog. I love Disney World, but kind of fucked up my people a little bit, dude. Okay, so I just need a little restitution, and then we'll be good. Joey LeBlanc's in. Carter Harris asks, Scone T, what are y'all drinking Saturday? Beer. Baseball and beer. No mezcal. It's too long for mezcal.
And the thing is, during football, I never drink.
No.
Like, you can vouch for this.
No, you do not. Because you're graphing the game.
I chart the game. I'm paying attention because I know otherwise you will be of no use whatsoever.
That's not true. I keep a broad eye.
My point is, I have to set up the barricade.
Yes, true.
And you rumble like a bull in the streets of Spain, in Madrid, down the streets.
I love this analogy.
With the barricades.
Yeah,
but I have to keep the barricades up.
Fair.
Okay?
Yes,
that's what I do.
True.
And then you just rumble down the street and run over people and, whatever. But I don't know that it matters as much for this weekend. Like, I'm not going to be, like, charting defensive sequences. I feel like usually typically in a baseball game, especially against an ace, you usually have 2 really strong rally opportunities. Opportunities to put up a cricket number. So I feel like as long as I'm paying attention on those 2 offensive and defensive opportunities, I'll be good.
Drunk Scone incoming.
Maybe so.
Let's go, dude.
Maybe so. Maybe Scone's going to be Ubering. Scone will be Ubering on Saturday. I'm going for the whole game. Going for the whole game. Not coming to halftime.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, there's no halftime.
Well, I didn't know, though.
Football.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't know if you were going to try to leave. I thought you were going to try to leave in between innings.
What, to get there 3 minutes later from my house?
Yeah, no, I thought, yeah. No, I too will be there the whole time. I'm trying to get there a little bit before the game starts. So first pitch set for 2. If you want to come out Saturday, it's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, ask Scone T. Matt, you correctly predicted that Kentucky would win Game 2 last time. Is that your prediction this time as well?
I'm trying to remember what I said about Game 2 back then. That's been 2 months.
Seems like it was a good call.
Apparently so. Thank you for remembering. Usually it's, fuck you, you were wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
It's true. I've done a lot of radio. Rare is the time when somebody was like, hey, remember the time you were right?
And the wild thing is typically whenever you make, not game predictions or shit, that's, whatever. But like when you're just talking about strategy or different things like that, a lot of times we say stuff that we know is, but you phrase it as an opinion.
Yeah. If you have inside info,
Yeah.
you can't say that you have it because they don't want to be burned. Yeah, you say it's kind of like how Ben McDonald basically came on OTB last Friday and told us Paul Skeens was going to start.
Bingo. Which I'm glad we never have to have that conversation again. Because boy, if they had lost,
I don't want to do it right now.
No.
I don't want to throw any negativity.
No, I'm with you. I'm legit glad we don't ever have, because that would have been bad. Do I think LSU? I want to see what Kentucky does. So here's the interesting thing: Kentucky.
Who's their lead pitcher? Like, how does he match up against Skeens?
So this is going to be interesting. The 3 starters Kentucky used against LSU in April, none of them are starting anymore. Their best arm is a guy named Zach Lee, who pitched for LSU. Zach Lee.
The old quarterback?
Spelled the same.
And baseball player?
Z-A-C-K, Lee, yeah.
Wait, but didn't he transfer to Kentucky back in the day? Am I fucking crazy?
No, he got drafted by the Dodgers.
Oh, he got drafted by baseball and then he left. Yeah. Did he ever make it? No.
No. And they paid him $6 million, too.
Yeah, I remember when he left, we were all like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Go, run.
So, it's so interesting because typically when you're at this, like we saw, to the point about strategy. Remember when LSU played Auburn and Auburn pitched backwards and then Mississippi State did the same thing? They held their Friday guy for game 2 and they essentially conceded game 1 to Skeen, said we'll go win game 2 with our best and then we'll try to win the series on game 3. And if we get lucky and Skeens has an off day, we win that one, great. But they essentially were like, how do we make sure we steal one and give us a chance on Sunday to win the series?
Kentucky did that?
No, Kentucky didn't do that.
Yeah, but Auburn did.
Mississippi State did that. And it worked both times.
I know.
And both game 2s were bizarre, where the Auburn game was where there was the ball. That was Kentucky. That was Joe Bear. We can go back to that in a second. But the Auburn game was where you had the balk calls and like the 5-minute delay because all the shit. And then Floyd unfolded. That was the Auburn game 2.
Floyd was in the zone too.
And then game 3 is when
like 7 in a row before that.
And then game 3 is when is against Auburn is when Christian Little couldn't throw a fucking strike. They walked like 7 guys in the first inning.
Yeah.
And then against Mississippi State, LSU had the lead in the 8th and they blew a save. And it happens. Like sometimes you blow a save. Like it sucked, but it happened. And then game 3 was they were up 13. They were up 9. They were up 13-4 or whatever it was, 13-4, and blew a 9-run lead to the worst team in the league. So baseball's weird, and sometimes it happens. That was the peak melt. So all that to say, postseason baseball strategy is just different. You don't concede a game. Like you don't concede a game in the postseason. You play to win every day. So in this weekend, yes, it's a best 2 out of 3. But if you're Kentucky, you don't concede game 1 to Paul Skeens. Like you can't, because then you have to come back and beat them twice in their own field.
You got to go for. You got to go for. I mean, you should feel okay. I mean, you got your ass kicked, but you did chase Skeens after 6. Like, I know this as an LSU fan. You get scared when Skeens leaves after 6, right? So, like, if I'm Kentucky, that's kind of the goal. And then I guess see what you can do after that.
LSU run-ruled them in game 1.
16-6, I know.
So
I'm trying to find what Kentucky fans would be leeching onto. Brennan Huff, ask Scone T. How does one become a judge for the Swedish Sex League? You hear about this?
I heard you talking about that, yes.
Yeah, they've made...
I was pulling into Guarantee this morning while you were doing that, and I'm like, this is incredible. Why are you talking about this?
I know. I'm glad that the program director
Someone should tell the program director, right?
I'm glad the program director approves the content.
I actually had... Because I think Taylor, somebody clipped that and put it on social.
Yeah, he did. He did a great
job. And I had actually had it to quote tweet, and I was like, send all complaints to @GLRush. But I think Gordy got rid of his Twitter or something because I couldn't tag @GLRush3.
Well, not only that, but send all complaints to you now.
No, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Don't send them to me. Send them to Gordy.
You have to. You're the program director.
That's what I was saying.
Dude.
Send them to Gordy.
Everything I do is tacitly rubber stamped by Matt. So just know that. He's actually, like, the buck doesn't stop with me. The buck stops with him. So get mad at him. But can you imagine? Give me a title that's better than being crowned European sex champion. Like that's, of all the titles, dude,
pretty
that is a flex.
Like, I heard you describing like what they judged,
how
and I was
weird
like,
is all that?
that's. So, is there a crowd?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Is it just a?
It has to be a crowd or live streamed or
is
something.
it pay-per-view? Is it like, are you doing this in an arena? Are there floor seats?
I mean,
there's a lot of questions.
You could do it on Twitter, I guess. I think I heard they're doing stop on the tour at the Live Sex Acts Club in New Orleans. I'm just kidding. Is that still around? That was an old, dirty
Are we done?
adult lounge back in the day.
Are we done? Cajun Country said, ask Scone T, how much does pitch counts come into play in the postseason? Like if Skeens can close a game, does he? Can Ty Floyd and Hurd pitch twice in a weekend?
I actually want to know this too.
So Ty Floyd won't pitch twice because he'll start game 2, and
he'll go too long where he can.
Hurd absolutely can. Like I could absolutely envision a scenario where Skeens starts game 1, you have a short lead, and you go to Hurd to finish the game. Like I could absolutely see that happening. And then if you get to it, and if he throws 15 pitches, you could go to him if necessary game 3, absolutely again. So Hurd, yes. Floyd, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, tough with a starter in the middle.
And then as far as pitch counts, no, I mean, you're not going to be irresponsible.
Is 120 irresponsible? On a regular basis, I think it is. But like if 120 last week, maybe 120 this week.
His last pitch was 100 miles an hour.
Look, Skeens, I've talked about it this week, man. His release does not look like it taxes his body. Like I always think about Randy Johnson back in the day, where his fucking elbows at like that 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
It's like this thing must be made of fucking like spider web or something. I don't get it. But Skeens is like a whip, and he's just so smooth with it. It's just like feels like watching these old Tom and Amsky videos. Back to back to back AAU national champions.
I wanted to tell you fucked that up. It's not a Namsky. It's a Mansky.
What?
It's Tom Emansky.
It's not a Namsky?
It's Emansky.
Huh. Him and him. Who would have guessed? I think
Tom
that's like,
Emansky.
I don't think that really matters. Like, I don't think anybody cares.
That's just accurate.
Not really, though, because N and M are only separated by, like, one line.
They're not the same letter.
Yeah,
the man's name is Emansky.
They sound exactly the same. They're right next to each other in the alphabet, and they're only
if they
separated
sounded
by one
exactly
line.
the same, I wouldn't have known that you were saying it wrong.
Yeah, well, functionally, exactly the same, right? Like, give me some N and M. N and N's. Can I get the N and N's? What am I talking about? I'm just saying M&M's a list. Can I get Nord? You want Nord?
I'm sorry?
Well, this is the European Sex Championship. You're going to get Nord, because I got 45 minutes more that I got to fill here.
Janice said, how does this team look with a healthy Shores and Garrett?
Who cares? We can't engage in that. It doesn't matter.
Oh, man.
But it is telling that Jay Johnson...
Yes, we can talk about that. That's the point of having conversation. I'm not the coach of the team. We're just sitting here having a conversation.
Well, I was going to say, Jay Johnson, though, does constantly bring them up, which shows you how good he thinks they would have been.
I don't think... And by the way, Garrett Edwards was not guaranteed a roster spot on this team. Jay Johnson told him in the fall, like, you can come back, but you're going to have to earn your roster spot.
Damn.
And he became their best reliever at the time. How different are they? I think Shores ends up being your closer, and Guidry never pitches this year.
Wow.
Maybe when Gavin Dugas hurt his shoulder, Guidry becomes your starting second baseman. I think both of those things are very, very real possibilities. And those are also two right-handed arms, where look at what happened in the game on Monday. You went Riley Cooper, Ackenhouse, and Herron. You went lefty, lefty, lefty. I mean, you lost your two best relievers who were both righties, so you lost dominant righties as well. One who threw 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, but now you got the hefty lefties, Cooper and Ackenhausen. The only thing I wish is when Ackenhausen comes in for Cooper, they should belly bump on the way out. Just give each other one of these and then pop out.
Okay. Ackenhausen looks like Cooper if he went on a diet.
Yeah, but he's still a thick boy.
Ackenhausen actually looks like Will Blackwell.
He does, actually. That's a good call. Wait, did you hear what happens if Hayden Travinski hits a 3-run home run?
I saw the clip on Facebook. You should, by the way, all subscribe up to all of the 104.5 ESPN.
That's where all the baseball stuff has to go, so you should definitely go there if you want to.
We got 30% chance of rain now on Saturday.
That means a 70% chance of no rain. Fuck that.
I agree with
money,
you.
baby.
That's great. I love it.
But yeah, so I may have, hopefully, I would love to have a mustache and a soul patch come Monday.
And then we wouldn't notice that your mustache and your beard don't connect.
True. There's a little spin zone there. I like that.
I like it. Yeah.
We should actually bring clippers to Don Juan. And if he hits it,
I love
we
it.
shave it there.
Oh, I love it.
On the stream.
Do you want to do with like electric clippers, or you want to do?
I just got clippers I'll bring.
You want me to bring mine?
Do you have good clippers? Yeah. I do not have good clippers.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, bring yours.
Okay. Remind me.
I would try to.
All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Ash Scone T. You missed all these questions. Has Zion shortened his leash for a trade? This is a really bad look.
I didn't see that.
Is blue chip fairly new? These are way from the beginning. You missed
they were so far in the back.
Ask Scone T. Here's a riddle. I went 4 for 8 in 2 games against
Josh
Oregon
Pearson.
State with a
I
home
saw
run
that.
and a pair of triples. Who am I?
Raymond asked that. I'm Josh Pearson. It's crazy to me how different him and Big Bad John seem.
Brandon Hollingsworth. Matt, have you ever had Bren French single malt whiskey? I have not. Barrel and cognac cast. Delicious. Okay. Some really good ones. You really messed up here, man. You missed a bunch of them.
No, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't care at all. I like these crab legs.
All right. Okay, we're done.
Crab claws. Relax, man.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Hey, more like Kentucky.